We all have a mountain in our lives. It's that one great, seemingly insurmountable obstacle that stands between us and the life we want to live. It could be an addiction, our weight, a pattern of bad relationships, or a chronic lack of motivation. Or maybe it's less defined, a vague sense of anxiety, a deep-seated fear, or a discontentment that colors everything. We stand at the bottom, looking up at this challenge, believing it's an external force we must conquer. But what if we've been looking in the wrong direction? In her transformative book, The Mountain Is You, author Brianna Wiest presents a powerful and liberating truth. That mountain, that block between you and your potential, is not something outside of you. The mountain is you. This internal mountain arises from the friction between two conflicting parts of yourself, the conscious part that knows what it wants and the unconscious part that is still holding you back for reasons you don't yet understand. The book is a guide to understanding this inner landscape, not to conquer it, but to master yourself. Wiest explains that our moments of breakdown are not failures. They are often the tipping point that precedes a breakthrough, much like a star implodes before it becomes a supernova.
Part 1. Deconstructing self-sabotage. The core of our mountain is a behavior we all know too well: self-sabotage. It's the gap between where we are and where we want to be, and the frustrating resistance we feel when we try to close it. On the surface, it seems like self-hatred or a lack of willpower. But Wiest reveals a profound insight. Self-sabotage is almost never about wanting to hurt ourselves. In reality, self-sabotage is the presence of an unconscious need that is being fulfilled by that destructive behavior. It is a misguided coping mechanism. We sabotage relationships because we're afraid to be alone, but what we really want is to find ourselves. We sabotage our professional success because what we really want is to pursue our art, even if society sees it as less ambitious. We engage in negative self-talk because if we truly believed in ourselves, we'd have to take risks and be vulnerable. In every case, self-sabotage is a way of giving ourselves what we need without having to consciously address what that need is. It's a temporary relief, but never a true solution. So where do these behaviors come from? Often, they stem from unconscious negative associations we formed long ago. Perhaps your parents taught you that rich people were greedy or corrupt. If so, you will unconsciously resist having money because deep down you associate it with being a bad person. They also come from our natural resistance to the unfamiliar. We all have a psychological upper limit, a tolerance for how much happiness and success we're comfortable with. When life gets better than we're used to, we unconsciously do something to bring ourselves back down to our familiar baseline, because even positive change is uncomfortable until it's also familiar. The greatest act of self-love is to no longer accept a life you are unhappy with. You must be willing to state the problem plainly. This often happens only when we hit rock bottom. Rock bottom isn't just a bad day. It's the point where our coping mechanisms have spiraled so out of control that we can no longer hide from our own feelings. It's in that moment of pure desperation that a powerful resolution is born. I will never accept my life getting to this point again. This declaration is the foundation upon which you will build everything else. But you must be prepared for what this means. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. It will cost you your comfort zone, relationships, and being understood by everyone. But all you are losing is what was built for a person you no longer are.
Part 2. Understanding your inner world. The book then makes a radical claim. What you think are your problems are actually your symptoms. The behaviors you can't stop are intelligently designed by your subconscious to meet a need. Therefore, to heal, you must learn to interpret your own inner signals. Your triggers are the guides to your freedom. The things that bother you most are not external forces trying to torture you. They are your own mind identifying what can be fixed and transformed. we must learn to interpret the message behind our negative emotions. Anger, for instance, is a beautiful, transformative emotion. It's not about aggression. It's an influx of motivation that shows you where your boundaries are and what you find unjust. Jealousy is a cover-up emotion. If you want to know what you truly want in life, look at who you are jealous of. The feeling is anger that they are allowing themselves to pursue it while you are not. Regret isn't about what you wish you'd done in the past. It's trying to motivate you to change in the future. And chronic fear is a defense mechanism. We worry about worst-case scenarios to feel a sense of control, but in doing so, we allow the fear to derail our lives right now. Understanding these signals is the foundation of emotional intelligence, which Wiest argues is the ultimate solution to self-sabotage. Building it requires understanding some counterintuitive truths about your mind. First, your brain is designed to resist what you really want. The chemical dopamine isn't about the pleasure of having something, it's about the pleasure of wanting more. This means when you achieve a big goal, your brain will immediately look for the next mountain, which can feel exhausting and lead to resistance. Second, you don't change in big breakthroughs. You change in micro shifts. It is the tiny, nearly undetectable decisions you make every hour of every day that compound into a new life. You don't need to wait until you feel like changing. You just need to take one small step and then another.
Part 3. The Path to Self-Mastery. Once you understand your inner world, the work of transformation can begin. The first step is to release the past. But you cannot force yourself to let go. You can't will yourself to stop caring. The way you truly release the past is by building a new life so immersive and engaging that over time, you slowly forget about what was. While you allow yourself to grieve, you must also take one step today and another tomorrow to rebuild. The pain you carry doesn't mean you want to return to the past. It means you were impacted more deeply than you realized, and that younger part of you needs to be acknowledged and healed. To build that new future, you need a blueprint. Wiest offers a powerful visualization technique, meeting your highest potential future self. In a quiet meditation, you can invite the ideal version of you, the one who has climbed their mountain, to sit with you and offer guidance. Ask them, what would my most powerful self do today? How would they respond to this challenge? How would they think? By envisioning this person clearly, you begin to embody their habits and traits. Your most powerful self becomes the CEO of your life, making the managerial decisions that guide you forward. This is the journey from self-sabotage to self-mastery. Self-mastery isn't about being perfect. It's about taking radical and complete responsibility for your life. It means learning the difference between controlling your emotions and suppressing them. Suppression is unconscious and destructive. Control is being conscious of how you feel, but choosing how you respond. Mental strength isn't about never feeling bad. It's about developing the ability to process complex emotions like grief and anger without getting stuck in them. It is refusing to tolerate mediocrity for 1 second longer because you know you are deserving of better. When you reach the end of your life and look back, you won't see the hardships as obstacles. You will see them as pivot points, as gifts. You will be overwhelmingly grateful for the pain that led you to begin your journey, because it was trying to show you that your potential remained untapped. The ultimate purpose of your life is to become the ideal version of yourself, and everything else flows from there. When you reach the peak of your mountain, you will look back and know that every step was worth it. But more than anything, you will realize that the point was never just to get over the mountain. The point was who you had to become to do it. That is the point of the mountain. It isn't there to stop you. It is there to show you how to begin. And the person you become in learning to climb it will stay with you forever.